Hi, it's Sarah here from Crafting and Stamping, and I'm back with another quick tip. And my tip this week is about upsizing your card designs. So I quite often get commissioned to do a card of a larger size. And so one of the things that I found is quite handy is, so I'm going to double the size of my card. This is the sort of card base that I'm going to be using. But I can still reuse a card design that I've done for a smaller card. Take this one, and I can still use that design on my card. So I've redone this card in blues. I'm using Coastal Cabana and Pool Party here, and some of the lovely blue foil from the Waves of the Ocean collection. And I'm going to pop it on the front of this card. Now, if you have got 12 by 12 designer paper, that is not a problem, because you can cut a sheet that's going to fit quite nicely on your card front, which is what I'm going to do here. But what happens if the card design, the paper design that you want, the paper pattern, is only available in 6 by 6? So what I would do then, I'm not going to cut this because these are papers that I can use, but what you can do then is put together two patterns that are very close. Usually there are two patterns actually identical in a 6 by 6 sheet, so you would be able to do this. But say we were going to use, those ones. And what I would do is get them arranged so that we've got some continuity of pattern as best we can. This one's probably not the best example because we've got white and blues here. You would normally have the pattern running fairly continuous. And obviously we've got a seam here that's going to be a problem. So what I would usually do is cut that, possibly even mat it onto some other card, another card base, and then I would just run some ribbon across the join. That way nobody's going to know. Once you've got the card layer in place as well, that's going to cover even more of it. So you can still use 6 by 6 paper designs on a larger card. So that's one way that we can do this. So I'm going to just pop this together. What I would point out is that what you've used for a smaller card design, such as this, a sentiment of that size is going to look a bit lost on a card of this size. So what is really good is to take a much bolder sentiment to use with it. And we've got a couple of particularly good stamp sets for this. The Slim Sayings that's in the January to June catalogue at the moment, that's where I got this Happy Birthday from. But you've got some other really nice large sentiments that fill up that space. And the other one, which I've just brought over, is the Biggest Wish set. That is another great one to use for large cards. So I'm just going to give one more example. So that has used a standard card size front to fill up our card here. But you can also go one further. Say you've got a small design like this, then what you can do is repeat that to make a square. This is actually a card for a 4-year-old. So that's even better because then that actually makes sense that we've got 4. But you can see that I've just used this same leaf and ladybug and repeated it 4 times around. Again, I've used a nice big bold sentiment, and that's the one from the Biggest Wish. So I hope that this gives you some inspiration for upsizing your cards to make a nice large card. The other time that I tend to use them is for my cards for my mom. no matter how much work I've put into a card. If it's not a large card, she feels like there's something wrong. So a couple of ideas, like I say, for upsizing your cards and making the most of the extra space that you've got. Thank you for stopping by. Please subscribe to my channel below to see a quick tip every Friday and a quick card every Monday. That's great. Thanks very much.